Hi everyone, it's Kasia from Tarot Map. Finally, I received the Lumina Tarot. So it comes, I couldn't wait to unbox it. I unboxed it in the park, but it comes with this thank you note. I believe this is the third edition. I don't know that, but I pre-ordered it when Lauren was doing the pre-sale, and it comes now in this kind of big box with the book sitting where the Urapura sits. So the book goes here, and then the cards were next to the book, and you don't get the little box anymore. I don't know if the previous edition had it or not, but you get this really nice thick kind of cotton bag for the cards with inner hue, living with soul. So this Lumina kind of deck. And I don't know how was the cardstock in the previous editions, because I don't have any and never had any others, but this one seems really bendy, so I think it's thinner definitely than the first edition. It's still really good stock, it's very buttery and smooth, but I think it's going to shuffle nicely. Well, we'll see when I go through it. So there was millions of going, flip throughs this deck. That's why I'm not changing the camera. I just want to show you some of the cards and maybe just see, because I was always on the little on the fence about this deck. There are cards that I love in this deck, and there are cards that I'm just like not sure about, and I never knew how this deck is going to read for me. So I got it in the end because it was hard to get from the swap, and even though I'm a master swapper, I just couldn't get it from a swap. So I pre-ordered this from Lauren, and yeah, it's just arrived. So to be honest, I have no idea if, there is some color added to the High Priestess, because I only saw them from, online. But in any case, a lot of cards is amazing. Like, I love this Empress with the bee. And I actually quite like the High Priestess. I know it's different from the first edition, but I quite enjoy her age. I love that she's older. It's just this, the Emperor. I'm kind of not too keen on the Hierophant. It's just a little bit too, what do I want to say? I mean, I love that it has a crystal skull, so I'm definitely going to go for that aspect of it. But maybe it's a little bit on the New Age side, how the Hierophant, the wise man, should look like. I'm not too sure, but I'm glad. It's not that I don't like it, but it's a little bit harder for me to connect to that image, but the crystal skull. I love the crystal skull, so I'm going to go. And there's also the sacred geometry, so I can, I can work with it. I do love her kind of peepishness of the cards. So this is the Chariot. It's beautiful. I like that the Justice is number 8. The Hermit, that's kind of, I'm not too keen on those model-like figures. That's why I never really kind of felt drawn so much to this deck. But at the same time, I also like the modern take on the cards, so I want to give it a go and see how, how I read, how it reads for me. The Wheel of Fortune is quite nice. Yeah, we'll see. The Strength. The Hierophant, the Hangman, sorry. Death, it's beautiful. And Temperance, it's quite interesting take. The Devil is interesting. A Tower. I think most of these cards didn't change. They're beautiful colors and, much more vibrant than the camera shows. And the paper makes it like really nice to touch. The Moon, again, maybe a bit hipstery, but at the same time I wouldn't mind being a little bit older. But I also appreciate that kind of femme feel about her, so that's cool. I like the first edition sun, but I actually really enjoy this sun as well. And I love the Judgment. I mean, Judgment is in general one of my favorite cards, and that one featuring Pluto doesn't shy from being my favorite as well. And the world with Saturn quite interesting, quite dark actually. I have to sit with this world. I remember every time I saw it online, I was like, "Oh, that's interesting take on the world." As I'm pretty sure in that booklet, I'm going to read up on it. And then when we go to minors, we see, you know, the Ace of Wands, and that's where the peepishness comes in, which I think I'm going to enjoy. I love that Three of Wands. So she added this wonderful kind of nature-based elements to the cards, but kept them very peepish. So Six of Wands, we have all the elements. You have that kind of sense of harmony with which you get with number 6. And Seven of Wands with the beetle. Usually, I don't know if it's the beetle that kind of pushes the, like, you know, the earth, around earth with it, and it's the strong beetle. Or here we have Eight of Wands, Nine of Wands, and 10 of Wands with the fox. And then the fox seems to be like a spirit animal of the wands. So we have the page and the knight, which I know changed from the first edition, not from the previous one. Queen of Wands, I quite like her. She's cool, even though she's like this modern model-like, but at least she's not like, you know. So then we go to Cups, also peepish. So I think it's similar to Wild Unknown. It's quite a nice deck maybe to go from full-on illustrated minors to peep cards or peep style decks. Oh, I love this Seven of Cups, it's awesome. And this is beautiful too. Nine of Cups. Finally, the fat man is gone. 10. And I quite enjoy actually the cup court cards. He's cool. That's a nice symbolic vision. And the Queen of Cups, usually, you know, she's not a wiki, that's for sure. And Charmer. And then we go Swords. And apparently the coloring changed a little bit. I think I would maybe, I don't know, because I thought maybe I would prefer the kind of reddish, suffering blood kind of thing. But maybe this is more for the intellectual also, you know, like the bluish teal intellectual aspect. That's quite cool. 6, 7, I don't know if that changed, but I can remember this card. And 8, 9, and 10. So that's quite beautiful, the Sudsot. And they're quite cool also, the, you know, they have Birds of Prey, the court cards. So I quite like it. And the Queen, she's cool. I like her look. And the King, so they the serious guys. And then we have the Pentacles. I think the Two of Pentacles in the first edition was so amazing. I don't know why that was changed. I mean, this was beautiful as well, but the first edition Two of Pentacles was like stunning and breathtaking. Three of Pentacles, maybe they had to change it. Maybe there was somebody's picture, or I don't know. 4, 5 reminds me of Wild Unknown as well. There's this apple kind of feel. That's really lovely take on Six of Pentacles. I really like it. That's 2, 7. You know, how often do cacti blossom? 8 of Pentacles. 9 and 10. So I quite like that there's like bear medicine, you know, the animals that go with each suit. She was gorgeous, the Page of Pentacles. So actually this is my problem card. Why is she so skinny? She's Queen of Pentacles. I don't mean that she has to be fat or full of body, whatever, we can have it, but doesn't she look anorexic? But anyway, the bear is lovely. Her facial expression is lovely. The hands, the arms. I'm sorry, but I think this is the most, he's gorgeous. So the Queen of Pentacles, it's still the most problematic card for me. She was and she is, I think, the only one, because now once I found the skull on the Hierophant, I can deal with it. So I'm going to, well, you definitely can riffle shuffle this one. I don't know how you guys go with the first edition or the second edition. I don't even remember or know if the second edition, or I don't know if it's the third one. I think it's the third one. But if the edition one before my one, if it had the box for the cards, if this is the first time that we get the bags, please let me know in the comments if you have the second one, or just inform me which edition do I have, because I couldn't find it anywhere. Maybe it's written somewhere, but I was just too quick. Let's just have a little reading. The cards are gorgeous, like the feel of them, the paper, I really enjoy it. So let's just get the, oh, and we got King of Pentacles. So I enjoy this. I enjoy his size compared to the bear. I enjoy the bear medicine as well. And I think, you know, there is some kind of runic scripts as well, that kind of Celtic feel to it. So that connection, lineage to the earth and solidity maybe. And I think maybe working with this deck, it's great to have that King of Pentacles approach, to take it down to earth. Maybe it turns out to be quite a practical quite a practical deck, and maybe I will, you know, fall asleep like the bear, and at some point in my dreams I will start liking that Queen of Pentacles. I hope I will, because she will annoy the shit out of me. So please, Queen of Pentacles, let me like you. I'm just going to focus on the bear or on her face and kind of try to avoid that arms. Anyway, so this is Lumina Tarot. Still beautiful, and yeah, that feels good. So I'm going to play with it and see how I go, and you know, how we get along. Thank you, Inner Hue, for producing this. It's gorgeous, and thanks everyone for watching. Speak to you soon. Bye.